there will be big differences in lots of areas, but the differences will come simply because of Indian regulations. For example, Companies Act currently requires all preference shares to be accounted for as equity. Now, whether it's equity or debt, under Ind AS, is a much more complex requirement, and that's something that the regulators need to align, over time. I think the big changes will be, as I said earlier, on companies that have treasury operations. There's this new IFRS 9, the financial instrument standard, which basically companies that have, say equity mutual funds, equity shares, debt instruments that are in their balance sheet that they invest in, will need to fair value those instead of hold them at cost, and therefore you'll see, the mark to market, the difference quarter to quarter of the value of those hitting the P&L or hitting the OCI, the other comprehensive income, quarter to quarter. So you'll see a lot more volatility if companies continue to, have those treasury stocks. There are choices that can be made if companies address that early. Similarly, companies that manufacture through contract manufacturers, companies that have arrangements that take on the entire offtake. For example, in the FMCG sector, in the pharma sector, in the auto ancillary sectors, those companies will need to look at, whether they will end up needing to account for what is currently being accounted for as a purchase transaction. A purchase transaction for the company and a sale transaction for the supplier may change to a lease-like arrangement that effectively is as if you are, leasing that plant from whoever the actual owner is. So it be accounted for as a lease instead of a sale purchase transaction. The other very significant change is the definition of control. So when you consolidate, who you consolidate, to what extent you consolidate, will undergo significant change. For example, joint ventures, will be under Ind AS accounted for under the equity method, not proportionate consolidation as currently happens. Who you consolidate, under Indian GAAP, you could get away from consolidating companies just because you didn't control the board. I think under Ind AS, like in a lot of cases, like in almost all areas, the judgment will be a lot more substance based as opposed to legal form based. So you may still need to consolidate companies even though you may not be controlling the board, if there are other elements in place. Similarly, even sort of variable interest entities, so an entity where you have no equity, but you are the significant capital provider, so the capital at risk is yours. You've given 100 crore rupee loan, and the company has a 1 crore rupee share capital. You're not on the board. Those sort of situations will need to be evaluated. What used to be the old SIC 12 variable interest entities, which is now part of that consolidation standard, and you may need to consolidate those entities. So that entire definition of control, who's consolidated, will be another very significant shift. So these are some of the areas, but there's lots of areas like that, and that's why it's important to start looking at this earlier, because the earlier you look at it, that you have the opportunity to make some choices, redefine your contracts, and therefore minimize the eventual impact on your key ratios on your financial statement.